think this is going to be something. I wish they were in the same conference. This is not going to be a Bird Magic situation. Because what's the likelihood, Skip, we seeing Karl Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid in the NBA Finals? Like Bird and Magic, if they had tussle, we know at some point we're going to see them in the NBA Finals. We can resume this.
There's high likelihood of one of those two being in the NBA Finals. The guy who plays for Philadelphia, but go ahead.
The thing is with Bird and Magic, Skip, yeah, they saw each other, you know, once at home, once on the road, but they played in the finals a lot. And so they got an opportunity to renew this. I don't know how many more times we're going to get an opportunity to see this outside of the regular season. It would be great if we could see it in the postseason, but I don't think that's very highly unlikely. So I'm going to give a slight nod to Embiid, but he does a great job of needling people. And once he gets you on that hook, Skip, he ain't letting you go. So this is what you're going to have to deal with for the next 10 years, Karl Anthony Towns, is dealing with Joel Embiid, believing that he rents space in your mind.
Okay, well said. All good points. I disqualify myself. I love Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I do too.
Love the way he plays, love to watch him play. I even love his post-game antics on Instagram. He was more in the wrong here. He was the escalator of this because he was the one who gave the first big shove when they got their arms locked up. And I don't know how many times you got your arms locked up with DBs after the whistle had blown and you're just sort of yanking and pulling and you're trying to sort of establish who's superior here.
That is correct.
And that's what was going on, and Joel would not literally let it go until he gave one big shove to him because he thinks he basically mentally owns Karl Anthony Towns.
He does.
And to your point, and to his credit, Karl Anthony finally said, okay, that's enough of this. I can't take it anymore because I can't risk taking it anymore. I'm more of a lover than a fighter because I think he's a really good guy. I don't think he came to the NBA to fight.
No.
Joel just doesn't seem to care. If you want to play, you'll play. If you want to fight, good. Let's have fun. Let's fight. You know, and his hashtag at the end of his post was fight night. Okay? Like he's embracing it.
Exactly.
Like if Karl Anthony said, let's just show up at the arena tonight, let's just fight. You know, let's not play a game, let's just fight. Okay. All right, that'd be fun.
You see how Joel Embiid, Skip, he's in there, and they break it up. He getting the crowd hype.
The crowd, he loved it.
No, not only did he get the crowd hype, he goes over to Mike Scott on his bench, and he's like, did you see what I just did? And remember what Mike Scott just did on opening NFL Sunday? Do you remember that?
Yeah, he wore a Washington jersey.
Because he's from Virginia.
To a Eagles.
To the pregame tailgate. And he was swinging on. I looked at the video this morning, but he's up against like 5 Eagle fans. They're all about half his size.
Correct.
But one of them just comes at him, and he's just swinging on him. And I can't believe there wasn't a little more punishment on all fronts from that. But he sort of skated out of that one. But Mike Scott threw some big punches.
He did.
So Embiid's going to Mike Scott. Did you see? I did it too. I was swinging, and there were some little punches thrown in that scrum.
Well, Karl tried to get a punch in. He didn't
I think Embiid, as they were going down, he had a couple of swipes in there.
Well, he did have his finger thumb in his idol.
He got him in the eye. So, again, I'm impressed that Karl Anthony at least stood up for himself, and I think he'll win some points around the league for fighting back. I'm not endorsing fighting, but sometimes when you get pushed far enough, you just got to stand up. And we don't want to see bloodshed. We don't want to see
Kermit Washington, Rudy Donovan.
We don't want to see that.
Or the Malice in the Palace.
Ooh, either one of those. Because I've told you, I was there that night of the Kermit Washington. I wound up, for the LA Times, getting sent to the hospital on death watch. I thought
Rudy
he was going to die. They sent me to Centinela Hospital down by the airport here in Southern California, LA. Because they thought he was going to die because Kermit got a full-speed punch in on him.
And then Rudy was running. He not only did Kermit swing as hard as he could, Rudy was running into the punch. So it was a perfect storm.
And I'm knocking on wood. I'm not advocating any of that. I'm talking about just kind of literally pushing back. And maybe wrestling back. It just sort of escalates into a big wrestling match. But you have to stand your ground. Now, for Joel, he said before the year, I'm going to leave all that stuff behind. And he's got a little bit of Dwight Howard in him in that he's got fun lover in him. He's got big silly in him, He's got I don't take basketball that seriously in him. But in the end, I said on this show before this year started, he is, I know it's a little bit of a this year, and he's off to a very good start. Obviously, Giannis is the clear front runner, and you've got AD in LA, and we could go on and on. Although Giannis, I keep watching him try to shoot free throws, and I don't know if you saw
he
last night,
airballed.
he airballed.
Yes.
Airballing. So maybe that's going to dock him a few MVP points and votes.
Right.
So Embiid's off to a very good start, but he's not leaving it behind. At some point, you got to grow up and sort of grow out of that because he's now taking great pleasure in psychologically dominating Karl Anthony Towns. And I agree with you. It goes way back to their one-on-one sort of feud and rivalry over who is the best big man. And Karl Anthony has as much talent as Joel does.
Absolutely.
Talent.
Absolutely.
He's got as good a stroke from distance.
Yes, can put it on the floor and get to the basket, post up, mid-range.
I think he made 3 threes last night. Yeah, he made 3 of 5 threes. Karl Anthony did. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Joel shoots a few too many threes, but he can make them too.
But Skip, you know, at the end of the day, look, if a running back has a problem fumbling the football, what do you tell the defense? Try to get the ball out. Well, people perceive Karl Anthony Towns, be it true or untrue, as being soft. So they're going to see how far they can push him. And at some point in time, you got to protect the ball. Running back that says protect the ball. Okay, Karl Anthony Towns, you got to protect your turf. Because big men are going to try to intimidate you. See, the thing, and with Joel Embiid, you got to look at it, Skip, like, okay, he does what he does. But what are you going to do? He's 7'2". It's like Shaq. They knew Shaq didn't play any games. But Shaq was 7'1", 335. Joel Embiid is 7'2", probably 350. So what are you going to do? But at some point in time, Skip, you got to stand your ground. Sometimes you got to take a butt cut and just to prove, like, and I tell people all the time, I was like, guys, I really don't know how tough I am, but I promise you, you don't want to find out. Well, Karl Anthony Towns said, look here, I might not be tough, but you don't make me find out just how tough I am. And I think Joel Embiid put him in the spot last night, Skip. He was willing to find out just how tough he was. Because he's like, you know what, Joel? Enough is enough. The Twitter is one thing. But now you shoving me in front of, people, keyboard, I call it keyboard courage. People got muscles, got thumb muscles. Ooh, they strong, Jenny. Just
real confident behind the screen.
Anything. But when you do that in front of an arena, Skip, in front of all these people and people watching at home, and people see him shove you, you don't do anything, Skip, that's a bad look. And Karl Anthony couldn't go for that. He's like, I'm standing my ground. I'm dropping anchor here. Enough is enough.
Okay, so I mentioned that Joel has some Dwight Howard in him, but there's a point of no return because over that line is what also Joel has that Dwight doesn't have. Joel's a tough guy. Joel will play big and strong and physical and tough. That's what I love about him. He'll take and make big shots. Dwight has little to no real post-up game, no interior scoring game. You can't go to Dwight in the fourth quarter. Trust me, you can go to this guy down the stretch. This guy can make his free throws like crazy. He's already off to, he's 82% so far. But last year, he took the second most and made the third most, I think, free throws. So he's a high-volume free throw shooter who can make the free throws.
A big man that can shoot 80% is gold.
And yet, he won't give up the antics because his quote after the game, I like to get in people's minds. Well, that's fine to a point, but at some point, you're just better than he is, and it's not worth it.
He can't help it, Skip. You know what he reminds you of? He's a more talented, a more gifted, a more dominant Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman couldn't stop those antics, Skip. He was going to get rebounds regardless, but he felt he had to pinch the guy on the butt. He had to knee the guy, had to trip him. He had to do all these other antics. He didn't need to, but he felt it. And once he felt he got into a guy's mind, well, I got you. You know, you see him and Karl Malone Skip in the finals. He pushed Karl down. Karl pushed him down. Dennis trying to get up. He falls back on the ground, make it seem like Karl Malone pushed him down, and they had to come between them. But that's his game. I don't know if Joel Embiid is ever going to leave this behind, Skip, because that's a part of who he is now.
Dennis Rodman was 6 feet 7 inches tall with little to no offensive game. Maybe none.
None. He didn't have enough.
Like nobody even expected him to score 1 point, but they did expect him to get 12 or 15 rebounds.
Well, he had an offensive rebounding game. That was his offense, offensive rebounding. Give him second chance.
But if he failed to score, nobody noticed. This guy is a scorer. He is a big-time defender. He is a shot blocker. He can rebound numbers-wise with Dennis Rodman any day or night. And yet he can't leave alone all this.
No, he can't.
All the byplay because
can't.
he enjoys the social media.
Yes.
His Instagram was posted last night from a place called Broad Street Bullies Pub, and I thought that was fitting.
There you go.
He considers himself one of the Broad Street Bullies, going back to a hockey reference.
The Flyers.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. You do like that hockey reference.
I'm glad
So,
you guys all know.
in the end, here's what you have to know about the circumstance of this last night. There were 6:42 left in the third quarter, and what was the score?
They were already down 20.
Joel's team was ahead by 20 points. So he was fighting from a position of strength.
Correct.
He was escalating from a position of, I own you again tonight, right?
Yes.
And that's why Carl Anthony finally, out of frustration, it just boiled over. But what Joel's going to have to figure out, he's going to get suspended. He said he didn't deserve suspension. Well, trust me, it looked like some little punches were thrown on both sides.
Right.
Well, you can't let this go.
And it doesn't look good that the NBA that you involved in this and you're hyping the crowd up.
Yep.
It's kind of like, Skip, just like, you get, I remember Brian Cox used to get thrown out of the games, and as he's walking off the field, he's flipping the birds. Well, you've already wrong, so don't make it double wrong. I don't know. I agree with you, Skip. I don't know how Commissioner Silver just looks at this and says, okay, it's no harm, no foul. No, I believe he's going to probably get a game or a very, very stiff fine at the bare minimum. But you're probably right, Skip. He's probably going to get a game. But he can't, Skip, this is a part of who he is. He's not leaving this behind.
Well, as he was leaving the court, they were all chanting MVP, MVP, and I'm good. I'm there. Yeah. But I think it's going to take some growing up to be able to assume the mantle of the MVP of this league.
And you see Carl Anthony Towns' mom was in the stand.
Oh, yeah.
She wanted to come down and fire on Joel.
And he got a kick out of that because he tweeted that she was giving him middle fingers, and it did appear in the video that I saw as if she was doing that.
And I don't know if that was his dad, but someone was
somebody's trying to
like, babe, come on, come on, you do. I mean, cameras
will spot you.
And she was like, I need to get at him.
I assume they were at the game because Carl Anthony grew up in Edison, New Jersey. And I assume it's close enough that they could just drive over to Philadelphia. I don't think they go to every game. But for Carl Anthony, that's not the best look. That will enhance the soft reputation.
Well, Skip, you remember now, what was this? Was it the Celtics? When LeBron got into it, and Glow still was like, hold on, but that's my baby. Y'all, and LeBron was like, I don't know if I'd have used the words that he used to my
sit your down.
And you know what? Glow goes to the game. We never had another incident like that again.
So she's Glow to you now.
Glow. Oh, yeah, Glow. We're the same age.
Okay, well.
We're the same age.
It's like you know her.
Oh, my bad. Okay, Gloria. I want to get, because, people are like, man, he called LeBron, you hear Sharpe on TV, call your mom Glow, so I don't want to put that. Gloria, LeBron's mom, had an incident in which, and LeBron was like, look, Mom, let me have, I'm grown now. So let me, used to have to fight my battles when I was a little younger, but I'm a grown man now. Let me handle this. Everything will be okay. So you just go ahead and put pain on people. But you know what, Skip? Some people just have an image. Now, a lot of this was now, Charles Oakley, people know, you didn't fool with Oak. Oak would fight in the arena. If Oak said, meet me in the tunnel, Oak would literally meet you in the tunnel.
Nobody would have even tried this with him.
No, Skip. No. I've known Oak for 25 years. Oak fight anywhere, anytime, however you want to do it. He still has that. He's calmed down a lot now as he's gotten older. And I was like, man, Oak, what if you should have had this persona 25 years ago. He's like, it wouldn't have worked. Because Oak came up in the time in the 80s, Skip, the tough guy was needed. Because guys would run slap over you. There was none of this pity pat stuff. Now, these guys, the Knicks, that was as close to a football mentality that you've ever had in the NBA. When him and Xavier McDaniels and
Mason,
Mace and Charles Smith, Skip, and Ewing, Skip, that was a football mentality. And
when Pat Riley coached them, they played football.
They did.
They did.
When them and the Heat,
not fun to watch.
When them and the Heat would get together, Skip, it was.
Yeah. Those were the days. And then you have Michael Jordan, who cold-blooded killer. Nobody messed with him, and if you did mess with him in practice, he dropped little Steve Kerr.
Yeah, he swung on Steve.
Dropped him.
Weddington swung on Weddington. Oh, no, Purdue was at Purdue.
Well, Purdue, Vanderbilt University. Thank you for
swung on him.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
You proud of that, Skip?
I am. Because that's Jordan. That's cold-blooded killer, man.
LeBron's like, no, guys, calmer heads can prevail. We can work this thing out by talking.
Well, I think we're going to see more of this because the two will meet again March 24th in Minnesota. I'm going to have to get back for that game.
Yeah,
I feel like this
that
is
might be a
gonna
national televised game. Skip.
front row seats. I feel like I could pull a few strings and maybe get there. I don't know. Either way, hey, it's entertainment, and that's why we're all in this business a little bit. We've seen some more entertainment from Baker Mayfield, although I don't know if it's good entertainment. Should the Browns be worried about their QB? That's next. Don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports Channel on SiriusXM. We'll be right back.